If you're artistic and creative and love chocolate, you have got to try this gorgeous chocolate faulty line cake. Oh my goodness. Start with your basic chocolate cake, and we are going to layer it filled with buttercream icing. Using a food piping bag for ease to just pipe it on top of each layer. Keep going as much as you like. We're doing 3 layers. Using a spinning plate, we can just easily pipe on the rest of the buttercream icing around the outside and then use a flat knife or spatula to smooth it all over. Ready to decorate with your chocolate. We're using Merci chocolates and Maltesers. You can of course use any chocolate bars or pieces of chocolate that you like. Stick them on. Then add some more chocolate buttercream beneath and above and smooth it over. On top as well, because we're going to decorate the top with, yes that's right, more chocolate buttercream. We are piping it on with a serrated edge nozzle to create a beautiful effect and adding a chocolate on top of each. And there you have it. Fit for a queen, or maybe a princess, or a prince, or even a king. Who knows? I think I'll just eat it all myself. Do you love chocolate cake? Well, you've got to check out this really cool Pull Me Up chocolate cake decoration hack by Nyam Nyam. All you need is your basic chocolate cake. You can buy it from the store or pre-make it. Just slice it in half and fill it with buttercream icing. We're using chocolate buttercream icing, of course. Then we cover the top in buttercream icing. And even all the way around the side. Why not? Let's go all in. Of course, it doesn't have to be chocolate. It can be to your liking. Once that's smoothed over, we chill it. And now comes the fun part. Let's make the chocolate ganache using dark chocolate melted in hot whipped cream. Ooh, delicious. It's very easy to make chocolate ganache and it's going to look so cool. After we've put our plastic sheet around our set cake, we can pour on the chocolate ganache. And that plastic sheet just keeps it all in place for now, so we can add our sprinkles or whatever decoration you really want to add. We're adding some gold powder too. Gently lift off the plastic sheet and let it drip down the sides. Oh my goodness, that looks chocolicious! Can you believe how super easy it is to make a very professional looking cake? You could even try this with mini chocolate cakes or cupcakes. That would be cool too, but just look at this. Almost too good to eat. Go on, I know you want to. Time for Nyam Nyam's gorgeous chocolate leaves cake. All you need is 250 grams of cake mix and 3 eggs. 30 millilitres of oil goes into that and 60 millilitres of milk. Whisk that up. You can buy ready cake mix from the store for chocolate cake, make things much quicker. We're going to lightly spray a cake tin with oil and put a layer of wax paper on the bottom and pour in our cake mixture. Give it a tap and stick it in the oven for 30 minutes at 180 degrees. Now we're going to melt some dark chocolate buttons. And using a paintbrush, we're going to paint it onto some clean leaves. This is the fun part. Bring out the artist in you. Now we're going to chill that for 30 minutes. And once it's set, we peel the leaves off and you get this beautiful leaf impression left on your dark chocolate. Put that aside. Now 150 millilitres of whipping cream go into a pot on the stove. Heat it till it bubbles away and then pour it onto 200 grams of dark chocolate. Now mix it really well until all the dark chocolate has melted into the cream. Look at that. Now 20 grams of butter goes into that. Room temperature butter is just perfect. Mix that in until it's all melted in. Now, getting our chocolate cake out of the oven, we're going to pour our chocolate fudge mixture over the top, letting it drip down the sides onto a baking tray underneath. Chill that for 30 minutes. Once it's slightly set, we add chocolate buttercream around the bottom edges using a serrated edge nozzle on a piping bag. Now, time to add our chocolate leaves for decoration. Let's make a flower using chocolate buttercream for finishing touches. Look at that, delicious. Professional results in minutes. Nyam Nyam's chocolate crepe cake is a delicious cake made with layers of crepe and filled with whipped cream. All you need is 90 grams of sugar, 140 grams of cake flour, 20 grams of cocoa powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Add 4 eggs to that and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk it all up, adding 550 millilitres of milk to that and 30 grams of melted butter. Now we have our chocolate crepe mixture ready, we're going to add it to the frying pan. Lightly spray a frying pan with some oil and pour in some of your mixture, evenly spreading it and let it cook away. Delicious. Now add 250 millilitres of whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 20 grams of icing sugar to a mixing bowl. Mix it together. We're adding in our icing sugar a little bit at a time until the mixture is nice and thick. Now laying out our first crepe on a plate, we're going to cover that in our whipping cream mixture. Spreading that out to cover the entire crepe. Maybe leave a little bit at the edges, and we're going to layer it just like so. Crepe after crepe with whipping cream in between. Now we're just going to snip around the edges to take off any little straggling bits, make it look a little bit neater. Or not, whatever takes your fancy. Now that goes in the refrigerator for 3 hours. Meanwhile, we're going to get our fruit and make cutouts for our decoration. Using a very small cookie cutter, we're cutting out circle shapes from a mango and a dragon fruit. You can use any fruits you like. We've chosen these for their nice varying colours and textures. Now, when our cake is ready, we're going to just mark out sections along the top in the icing. And in each section, we're going to place our fruit, starting with raspberries. We'll cover that entire segment in raspberries. Now, let's move on to our dragon fruit. I love that white speckled effect against the red raspberries. Let's be generous with these. Adding grapes next. We've chosen red grapes. You could use green or black. Even a mixture. Strawberries go on next, sliced neatly. A few blueberries. Now last but not least, we'll add our mango circles. A colourful array of fruits. Add some little flower decorations to that. Finishing touch makes it all worthwhile. And there we have it, a beautiful chocolate crepe cake, covered in rainbow fruit. Which one's your favourite? I think I'll go for the grapes and a little bit of dragon fruit. Doesn't a chocolate dessert scream comfort? All you need is a chocolate cake, pre-baked earlier or bought ready-made from the store. We slice it up to make our layers. Now we're going to add chocolate buttercream, a generous serving of that spread over our cake. And the next layer goes on top. And repeat, and repeat. And now we're going to cover the entire outside of the cake with this delicious chocolate buttercream, smoothing it over, adding a few broken almonds around the edge. Now we're going to squeeze some Nutella through a piping bag all around the edge of our cake, letting it drip down the sides on purpose. Now we're going to cover the entire top of our cake with Nutella. I hope you are Nutella crazy like I am, smoothing it over, making a nice swirly pattern with a spoon and exaggerating those drips down the side. There's a reason for this, which you'll find out in a minute. We want it to look like it's dripping and overflowing. Now we're going to add our Nutella jar, coated in almonds and some Ferrero Rocher. Look at that, it's a work of art. Too good to eat. It literally looks like the Nutella is falling out of the jar in a Nutella waterfall. Go on then, just a slice. Let's enter chocolate heaven. Delicious. Now, for our next recipe, we get the same chocolate cake, slicing it into layers. This time, in between each layer, we're going to add chocolate ganache. You can buy it ready-made again, or pre-make it yourself earlier. It's pretty simple, only requires a few ingredients. We're going to spread that over our cake, smoothing it out with a spatula and adding our next layer on top. And repeat. We're going to just smooth it around the outside. And finally, cover the top of our cake in chocolate ganache. So loads and loads of chocolate in both of these recipes, so I hope you like it. It takes a little bit of time to do this part, but it is worth it because it's going to be delicious when it's finished. Smoothing that over, we're adding our chocolate wafers all the way around the outside. They'll stick to the ganache, and chocolate balls, you can use Maltesers if you like, on the top of our cake. Look at that, sliced to perfection. Super simple, super delicious, especially if you love chocolate. So take your chocolate cake, you can pre-make it, or you can buy it from the store. We're going to slice it into 3 segments. We're going to put some chocolate ganache in between each segment, spreading it very evenly. This is a great way of making a very simple chocolate cake look fantastic. Finally, coating it in chocolate ganache, all around the edges too. Nice thick layer there. Using a spatula to smooth it all out. Now, get some melted dark chocolate and pour it onto some baking paper. We're going to spread that out with a knife. Put another piece of baking paper over the top of that, and with a rolling pin, we're going to just roll it up. Now remove the rolling pin carefully and let it rest. When it's set, we're going to unwrap it. And we have some wonderful curly chocolate pieces, and these are going to go around the edge of our cake. Now we're going to coat those chocolate pieces with some more melted chocolate. And you can never have too much chocolate, you know. Now, with a fork, we're going to create a log-like pattern over the top of our cake. Now, it's time to decorate. So we've made some mushroom shapes out of fondant icing. And some sugar, which has been coloured with green food colouring to look like moss. You can add a few flowers to that. Let's have a slice then. Absolutely delicious. Definitely one for the fairies. This cake has it all, M&M's, Kit Kat and melted chocolate. So all you need is a chocolate cake to slice the top off and slice it in half horizontally. Now we're going to add some chocolate ganache. You can pre-make this yourself, or you can buy it pre-made from the store. Smooth that over nicely, add our next layer, cover that in chocolate ganache too. You can be as generous as you like with this. We're going to put it all the way around the edge of our cake. Now time to stick on our Kit Kat pieces all the way around the outside of our cake, creating a bit of depth there, because we need to make our waterfall. So with a little bit of ganache, we're going to use it to stick M&Ms onto a cocktail stick or any wooden stick. We're going to do it all the way along the whole stick and put that in the top of our cake. And now time for some more M&Ms and some more M&Ms and more M&Ms. And how about a few more M&Ms? Right, there you have it, an M&M waterfall. I really do hope you like M&Ms. Delicious.